Are you over 60 and wondering, can I really start a side hustle with no experience? The answer might surprise you. Of course you can. People do it all the time, and I'm going to show you how to do it today in this video. We could turn your skills, even your hobbies, into money-making ventures. I'll talk about that all today. Thanks for showing up. Okay, hi, I'm Greg Colosi, and I'm 68 years old. I've started 33 plus businesses. I have been around for a while, and my biggest successes, you might not think are my successes. The ones that I learned the most from are those businesses that didn't make it. I don't like to say the word failure, okay? The ones that didn't make it is where you learn the lessons. Success does not teach you anything. Roadblocks, failure, that teaches you a lot. So I can tell you 3 or 4 ways to do something, and I can tell you 6 ways from Sunday not to do it based on my own personal experience. And most of those were in totally different business sectors. You think I would have stuck to one, but I did not. I move on to a new one. And this is a brand new sector that I'm going into. Okay, today we're tackling the big question, can you really start a side hustle without any experience? And like I said, the short answer is yes, you can. Why is this important for seniors? Whether you're retired, semi-retired, or just looking for extra income to supplement your Social Security, a side hustle can be a game changer for you. What are the most common concerns? What are the fears you might have? I don't have experience. Well, you know what? You've got experience at something, and we're going to discover that. And if we don't, by the end of the video, I want you to put a comment down below of the things you've done in your life, and I will tell you what you could possibly do. I'm not tech savvy, okay? Well, you're on YouTube, you're somewhat tech savvy, okay? Here's what I do with things that I can't tackle. I contact my kids, not my grandkids yet, they're only like 10, but they know how to do all that stuff too, or a teenager, okay? And they can show you how to do it very easily. Anything can be learned. They can teach us old dogs new tricks. I don't know where to start. Well, you know what? Most all of us don't know where to start. Let me tell you where to start. You just start, okay? I use what's called a mind map, okay? I take an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, I fold it in half, I draw like a cloud, and I put in there whatever the business is I want to start. And then I draw a line, another cloud, and I put something in there. Then I draw another line, another cloud, and I put something in there. That'll give you a quick outline of the things you think you need to do. And if you get stuck, leave me a comment down below, and I'll unstuck you. Unstick you? Unstuck you? You'll be unstuck. Okay, you don't need any experience. You just need the willing to start small and learn as you go, okay? You're on YouTube right now because you wanted to learn something. Well, YouTube, I call it YouTube University. You can learn on demand. You can put into YouTube something that you're working on, and you can find all kinds of people that can do it. Just the other day, how to write an ebook. I was curious, not about how to write it, because I've written 5 books, but maybe it's a little bit different for the internet, and I found out it's shorter, okay? And you want to do it quick, and you can do it quick, and also on about what to go ahead and sell it for. So I watched 4 or 5 videos, and I got an idea of what I would like to do with an ebook, okay? So learn on demand. Why do seniors make great side hustlers? Okay, number 1. You've got decades, not years, but decades of especially life experience. What have you gone through and beaten? Okay. Did you have diabetes and now you don't? I could do a YouTube channel on that. I was, if you know anything about A1C, I was 10.1 3 years ago, and today I'm 5.6. My A1C, and I'm on no medication. Okay, so what life experiences? Did you beat cancer? Did you beat a struggle? Did you beat, you were married 7 times and you're still kicking? Did you write a book? I mean, there are some things that you have done that are challenging that you could teach these things, these experiences to others so they don't have to go through the same things that you did. You've got a strong work ethic. I mean, we do say that about us boomers, okay? We do have a strong work ethic, and you're going to get it done. If you don't have a strong work ethic, I can't help you, okay? Time flexibility, especially now if you're retired. If you're about to get retired, you can pull out a few hours a day, but if you are retired, you've got some flexibility of time, okay, that you can work on things. I've been in this mode, this semi-retired mode, since I was 40, so about 28 years. I've owned my own businesses since I was 23. There were a couple of gaps in there that I took jobs for a short period of time, and just the thought of working for somebody freaked me out because I had no equity in the deal. And they were very good to me. They wanted me there bad, and I did well for them, but the thought of any effort and not it being mine, I couldn't do it. So anyway, I've been in this mode since I was 23. But at 40, my dad said to me, Greg, don't wait till you retire. Now, he was a barber, okay? He was on his feet all day long, retired at 55. And that's a job, okay? Even though it's his own business, it was a job. Now, if he backed away from the chair like my brother Michael did, okay, at around age, 52 or so, and then he helped other barbers and stylists get more customers, and he's still doing that, I could see continuing to want to work. But my dad wanted to retire, okay? And he said to me at age 40, he says, don't wait till you retire. What he meant was, I was playing like 20, 30 rounds of golf a year. He says, play more golf, go on more trips. Don't wait, just do it. And so I curbed my work schedule then. Not much, but I did, okay? During the summers, I never work on Friday, okay? On Friday, I got a golf group, 4 guys. We travel a circumference around our city of about an hour, hour and a half, and we play reciprocals, which are golf courses that are reciprocals with ours, so we can go back and forth to the course, and they only charge us a cart fee. In the wintertime, I usually take off, and you know, for me, there's a fine line between work and play. I enjoy them both so much that it doesn't bother me. When I'm on a project, I can go, 14 hours in a day because I'm just energized. Even at 68, I'm energized, as you can probably tell by all my videos too, okay? So when I'm on something, especially new like this is right now, I'm learning so much and I'm trying so many things, and you get the energy, and you'll find the time. But flexibility, okay? So I work maybe 25 hours a week, but I like to work early, so I get up at 4 o'clock, I do my stuff, and get out here in my office. By the way, this office is a man cave. It's a converted pool house. The big house is that way, about 75 yards, where my wife and our new little puppy Heidi live. It's a big house, so we rent out the top 3 floors to traveling nurses, okay? That's one of my businesses, and that brings in 12 to 1,300 a room. So let's say 12 is 36. Let's say $3,500 easily every single month, okay? That's a side hustle that keeps coming in, just keeps coming in. But anyway, and I started that only a year ago, July 1st, we did that. We started with an Airbnb, okay? And we liked that, but I kind of figured the winter's coming, plus our cute little town of Pittsford, New York is a touristy, and their board is not too business friendly. I guess that's a way to explain it. They like to wipe all these things out. So we switched to nurses, which are not short term. They are called midterm. If anything over 30 days and not is not considered short term, so you can do that. So lucky I did because they did change their bylaws to do that. And because of that, I went out and rented 4 other houses, and we rent those out to nurses by the room. So, and that was in the last like 5 or 6 months, I got those 4 houses. So we've got a nice little side hustle here, which basically now is 1 or 2 texts a day. I mean, that's it. Okay. My wife has a cleaning business. She likes to clean them because I pay her. And when she's not, I've got a sister that cleans. And when she can't, I've got somebody else that can clean the houses. Okay. So that's a side hustle for me that doesn't take hardly any time at all. Now, it took some time in the beginning, but no time at all. I'm getting a little bit off the course here. But anyway, okay, let's go back. Time flexibility, we talked about that. Your gardening skills, baking expertise, your love for pets can become a side hustle. Okay, the first thing I want you to do is identify your strengths or interests and ask yourself, what do I enjoy doing? And if you can't figure that out, ask somebody close to you, what am I good at? Okay, and they will tell you right off the bat. Okay, when I was younger, in business, after our first couple of businesses, my mother heard a tape of me speaking at some event, and she said, Greg, that's what you ought to do. You ought to become a public speaker. So believe it or not, my next company, I came up with a product, a time management training system, and that was driven by me giving workshops. And I gave over 500 workshops in the next 5 years with that. Didn't like the travel, got other people to do it, but ended up selling out and made some money, okay? And somebody else bought it and took it to the next level. So anyway, my mother told me what I was good at, okay? You know, you hear yourself or you think you are, but somebody else knows what you're really good at. So start asking those kinds of friends, what do you think I'm good at? And they'll come out with a list of things, okay? Let's see. Okay. Here's another good question. What do people often ask me for help with? What do they ask you for help with? You know, I'm an amateur chef too, and I get asked a lot, how did you make this? Or I'm going to make this, how can I do it? And I actually did have God, I'm giving away all these businesses that I had. There were more than 33, okay? This one was during COVID. And I wanted to know if people would buy my food because everybody said they loved it. So I started this company called Italian Meals Delivered, and I had it for 2 years. I only cooked for 2 days, and I would work 13 or 14 hours each day, 2 days in a row. And I only make like $400 or $500 for the week, okay? And I'm used to making a lot more than that. Well, my food did sell. And it was during COVID, so I kept it going, and I don't do it anymore. I stopped only 2 years, so what's it been? About 2 years that I've stopped doing it. But here's what I do. Around Thanksgiving and Christmas and Easter, I make homemade lasagnas, and I sell them for a fortune, okay? A lasagna deep dish, once a big deep dish, okay? I sell it for $150. But I make the noodles on my noodle machine. Okay, make those wide noodles, so that's homemade. The ricotta cheese, I use ricotta. I make the cheese. And of course, I make the sauce. And I make the sauce from my canned tomatoes. So everything is homemade, scratch. I don't milk the cows, okay? But there's ground beef in there, but I don't, make the ground beef. But around hunting season, I make it with ground venison. So anyway, I do that around the holidays, and I make about $1,000 a holiday. And that's enough for me. That's fun. And I enjoy doing it. I enjoy making people happy. So maybe you have something like that. Maybe you bake, okay? Maybe there's these cookies or these cakes or these Coogans that people die for, okay? You can make them. You can sell them to friends. You can sell them at the public market. You can sell them on Facebook Marketplace, maybe you're good at charcuterie boards. You can put a charcuterie board together and sell that. There are so many things you can do, okay? And once it catches on, your biggest challenge is going to be charging enough, because you're going to say, I can't charge it. Well, you can charge that month, okay? People will pay for it. I'm getting off task here. Okay, what's next? Pick a simple side hustle idea. Example, selling homemade crafts online. Etsy, eBay, Facebook Marketplace, okay? Tutoring or teaching a skill. Tutoring anything. You can tutor crochet if you want to, okay? Here's another good one. This isn't about tutoring or teaching a skill, but you could become a cook for an elderly couple. Okay, I know we're elderly, but there's people that are really elderly, okay, like 80, 85. You can go in once a week, put them down in some chairs to watch you in the kitchen, and as you cook, you talk to them. Give them some social good stuff. If you like to talk, this is wonderful. And if you can cook, that's a lot better, okay? Find out all their dietary needs and make enough meals for the week. Package them up, put them in the freezer, and charge them, okay? Charge them $200-300 to do all that, plus the cost of the food. They get to eat exactly what they're supposed to be eating. And then maybe you can become an expert, okay? Maybe you were a diabetic and you no longer are. You know how to cook that stuff, okay? That's a real business. And once you do it for one couple, it's going to catch on like hotcakes, okay? There are these communities. You've probably seen them. You got to be 55 years or older to live in these communities, okay? You go in there and do one of those, it's going to catch like wildfire. You know what you're going to have to do? You're going to have to hire other cooks that can talk pretty well to seniors to do the same thing, and you take half of the action, okay? So if you end up charging, let's say $2.50 to do it, you get $1.25 from each one you send out. And after a while, maybe you'll keep only one cooking client just so you're in the mix of it, and you've got 4 or 5 people doing this 2-3 times a week. Okay, you got a nice little business. Now you might say, could that really work? Yeah, it can, because there is a guy that does this. Okay, he does it nationwide. Now you're saying, oh my gosh, there's somebody else doing it. There's a lot of competition. There's no competition. Okay, none at all. You could do that easily. Okay, start small and learn as you go. Don't try to make it perfect. Okay, nothing happens with perfection. Let me give you a quick thing about perfection. We had a mastermind group. We had 5 business owners. 2 of my brothers were in it. And we started talking. 2 of us wanted to write a book, okay? And I set a goal. If I didn't write my book by this date, that was like 2 months out, I'm going to give the group $1,000 and we can go out to dinner and do whatever we want with it. The other guy wouldn't make the bet, okay? That says something. I was done within 2 months. 3 years after that, he finally got his book out. I mean, he did get it out, but he finally got his book out, okay? Because he was waiting to dot the I's, cross the T's, make sure all punctuation was perfect, okay? He could have used an editor, and today, I mean, there is Grammarly that does everything for you. That can do all the perfect now. Back then, this was like around 2000 or so. And I got that book out. I used it. That book, I don't make a lot of money from the book, okay? My check every year is maybe $200-300. But here's what it does. I become an expert in the dry cleaning industry on how to market to build customers for your route. They'd buy the book, read it, get a hold of me, and I'd sell them a package for $4,000 or $5,000, okay? And then we really got them customers, okay? I could give them everything I had to do it. And I did it first. Then I showed them how to do it. So start with one client, one product, one task, and improve over time, okay? Constantly improve. Okay, I want to talk about my latest side hustle. So this is a commercial. If somebody buys it, I do make money. We got to say that, okay? So here it is. It's called, and there's no website yet, but I bought the .com name. It's Write Your Life Story Book. .com. So I am going to help you. I've got 5 books that I've written. The first 2, I did it the old-fashioned way. I sat down in front of my computer, I guess not the old-fashioned way, not with a pen or a pencil, but I sat down in front of my computer and I came up with an outline and I wrote the books, okay? That is laborious, okay? That takes a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of writer's block. So the last 3 books, and you can Google me on, not Google me, go to Amazon and put in my name, Greg, Greg, Colosi, Colosi, okay? And you could Google me, and you'll, not Google me, excuse me. You can put me in Amazon, just my name, Greg Colosi Books, and I think 4 out of 5 will show up, and there's Gregory Colosi, and another book or 2 will show up, okay? So those last 3 or 4 books, let's say, I did it differently. I got a good friend of mine. I wrote up a bunch of questions. So I did the outline. I wrote all the questions that I wanted answers to in this outline. And I had my friend Bill ask me the questions on the telephone. I recorded it. And then I sent that off to a transcriber. They transcribed it. I edited it from there. It took a while, but I got my book. And I put it up on Amazon. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. Your life story. So if you want to find out more about that and all the things that we can do, we're going to help you from the very beginning to the very end. The title, the chapters, the formatting, load it up on Amazon, get you the books, the book cover, that little copyrighted, and get you a number of books. We're gonna start doing that. Okay, so if you're interested, you will see in the notes down below, the description down below, my email address, and just send me an email that says you're interested, and I'll send you some more information about it, okay? That's my newest side hustle. Okay, number 5, real life examples. Let's share a success story, and I've got one right now, my sister-in-law. My sister-in-law, Karen, is a crafting fanatic. When my brother and her built their new house about 2 years ago, they live right next to their grandkids. Isn't that wonderful? It cannot be wonderful, but they live on like a little farm. They got chickens. Hopefully they're going to get some goats and some cows, and the kids run around, and my brother's got a golf cart, and he's got a tractor, got a big garden, got a greenhouse they built. Anyway, they all got dogs running around. It is pretty cool. So they built in one room in their house is called the craft room. Okay, and you go inside there. There's all these shelves on the wall with opening drawers of all these craft things. So I'm out with my brothers and my cousins. We had a hunting weekend a couple weekends ago. And my brother Gary's there and he's talking about Karen with these crafts. I knew she did crafts. Well, she sells them now, believe it or not. And there's a store right not far from where I was, way out in the boondocks in Bloomfield, okay? And I went in there and saw her stuff. I called her up and said, wow, right? I bought a couple of these for my cousins having a birthday. And I said, can you make me some custom? They were gorgeous, so much work put into them, these gorgeous coasters. Can you make me some custom ones? And she's going to find out how to do that, okay? And I said, you should be selling these on Etsy. And she said, well, I don't know how to use Etsy. I said, well, your niece, Alyssa, does very well on Etsy, okay? To the tune of about $75,000 a year in net profit on Etsy, okay? Let's talk about my niece, Alyssa. She makes custom coffee mugs for 50, 60, 70 bucks a coffee mug. How much raw cost is in a coffee mug? Not much. And she's not even, I didn't think she was artistic, okay? So there are lots of things. You would be amazed at the things people make money on, okay? And my brother Gary told me about this friend of theirs that gathers twigs in the woods near his house, and he builds these little miniature kind of winterscapes with these twigs. It takes him about 18 hours to make it, and he sells them for about $1,000 each. And he got an order for 6 of them. Some woman wanted to buy them for 6 different people. Okay? Amazing. Amazing. So go on Etsy and look around. Maybe there's something that you do or could learn to do, or something you would like to learn. That's the most important thing. If you're curious about wanting to learn something, you'll get very good at it. Okay? I was curious about wanting to be a writer, even though my teacher didn't like me in 11th grade and fired me in 11th grade English. I have 6 books on Amazon. I am a published author, okay? But I just knew I wanted to write, okay? But everything said that I wasn't a good writer. But I am, I guess. People buy, I guess you're good. And if they say you are, I guess you are, okay? So I'm just speculating. Okay, where are we? Okay, at 65. Barbara. Oh, Barbara. Another person I know started a dog walking service at age 65. And Tom, this is Tom. His name is Tom. He began selling these woodworking projects, these little houses online at age 70. Okay? So, practical tips for success. Keep costs low by using free tools like Canva. And if you want me to do a tutorial on Canva and how to use that with things that you do, just leave me a note down in the what's that called? The comments. Etsy. Just go on Facebook. Facebook. Go on Google. Not Google. Yeah, Google YouTube. Go on YouTube and say, how do you use Etsy? And a million things will come up. Anything you want to learn, go to Google. Sorry, I'm getting too excited here. Go to YouTube. I call it YouTube University, and learn. Okay. Network within your community. Move around. Go to these stores. Find out these stores that if you're going to make some crafts that you could put your stuff in them, they will gladly let you do it. This store I went to, there were 80 vendors in there. Okay, 80 vendors. Okay. You don't need experience to start in what you're doing. You've got life experience, okay? Or maybe some kind of business experience. I was just talking to one of my subscribers this morning. I got it on video, and we'll get it out. He sold insurance his whole life, okay? And he loves selling insurance. The part he doesn't like is going out on the face-to-face, us, when we get to a certain age, we don't want to drive at night, and we don't want the FaceTime because we don't want the drive time. We want just the FaceTime. So we've talked about a way that he can do this where he gets the calls, he gets the inquiry, and it does nothing complicated to do. And he is so excited, he can't stand it. So we're going to hopefully work out something for him. Okay. Let's see. So you got to ask yourself, why not me? Okay? You are talented. You are experienced. You have a positive attitude. And if you don't have a positive attitude, you better get one. And if you can't, you better go find out how to get one. Okay? The glass is not half empty, okay? It's half full. And hopefully, in your lifetime, you have figured that out. It makes no sense thinking about all the negative things that can happen. If you're one of those negative Nellies, you got bigger issues, okay? You got to go find some YouTube videos to get rid of that first. But business is a series of mistakes that you're going to make. But if you look at it this way, that I'm going to learn from every single one of these little mistakes, and it's going to make me better at this, okay? Actually, the faster you fail, the more successful you're going to get. I don't want to lay some heavy stuff on you, but I guess I just did, okay? We're not making money because our life depends on the income. We need it for extra things, most of us. And if you do need the extra income, this is even more important for you. Sayonara, make it a great day, and I enjoyed talking to you today. Brought out a lot of things that I forgot about. Bye.